Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host, Just Hilarious here.
Yes, indeed.
And we got our special guest, Tyler Lepley here. Good morning.
What's up, y'all?
Long way from ringside, my brother.
Long way from ringside, man. Shout out to Russ Parr, dog.
Salute to Russ Parr.
You know, that's when I first met Charlamagne.
Yeah.
Y'all know he's a good actor?
Oh, Charlamagne?
Yeah.
That's a goddamn lie.
You ain't never seen Ringside? You ain't never
Classic.
seen him act?
Should have won an Oscar.
That's a goddamn lie.
That's where I first met this man. I ain't gonna lie, dog. He showed up professional. He knew his lines. I mean, he had a few of them.
Yeah.
Too many.
One line.
How many lines?
Had a
Yeah.
couple
But I ain't
scenes.
gonna lie, bro. You really showed up and did your thing. He was a true professional. That's when I met him, like, I don't know, 8 years ago.
Now we
Yeah,
gonna
that
think
was a
he's
while
Morris
ago.
Chestnut.
And things that came up for
Now you
you.
think he Morris Chestnut
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
First of all, Morris Chestnut thinks that I'm him. Okay? That's what he said. I didn't make this up. He started that. But things have been on the up since then for you, though, brother.
Man, you know, it's always good to have a job. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go back to the beginning for people that don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Young man from Philly, had football dreams,
Once upon a time.
high school to football, college to football, and then decided that football wasn't the key, the answer.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times, like, you know, our losses can really be lessons if you got enough, you know, if you can really see it for what it is. So it's like, you know, I just always thought I was going to play, you know, football in the NFL and whatnot, like since a little boy. You know, went all the way through Pop Warner, got a scholarship and whatnot. But it's like, you know, what I figured out is that it's not all about having a skill set. And this really crosses genres anyway. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the right people. You got to have the right politics going on. And, you know, I had a couple injuries. I was getting a little bit of trouble. You know, I didn't end up making it, but, you know, in hindsight, it definitely was one of my biggest lessons.
You an Eagles fan?
Oh, for sure. Bleed green. It was a tough loss.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm a Cowboy fan.
Congratulations. So then you a friend of y'all invited you to L.A.
Yeah.
Now talk about that. You just said, you know what, I'm gonna leave Philly, just go to L.A. blind.
Yeah, you know, it was very blind, but I had the blindfold on me already. So like I said, I got in a little bit of trouble. And, you know, my degree was in criminal justice. You know, I wanted to be a lawyer until I figured out how much law school was going to cost. You know what I'm saying? But in that area, you got to have a squeaky clean record. You can't even have the wrong type of parking tickets. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it was like, you know, me having a little bit of trouble kind of canceled out all the time I had spent doing that. So I was kind of just in this rut, man. I was in this crazy, like, 6-month rut where I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't really figure nothing out. And it was really only really one way to go, and it just kind of felt like it was going negative. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, I'm intuitive enough to kind of feel what's right, what's wrong, kind of put my eyes on what's going on in real time. And I had I had 2 friends. They really like, you know, I call them cousins, but, you know, not by blood.
Yeah.
But,
We black, we understand.
I got you.
You know, Uncle Rodney ain't really your dad's
Yeah.
brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But so they was out there, and the only reason I really went out there is because, you know, I had a lot of experience with them, especially kind of going through ruts growing up. So it was just like a dope support system I had. If they was in Texas, I was going to Texas. So it just happened they was in LA, so I went out there. It was blind, cold turkey, and man, everybody and their mama said I was crazy for going out there.
You started training out in L.A.
Yeah, so they were.
Did you know anything about training, or you just like, well, I football train, so this is what I'm
hell
gonna do?
nah. But the cats I'm talking about, shout out to Leon and Leroy. They were boxers, so I kind of just hanging around the gym, finessed the job, personal training, kind of got in where I fit in. And then a few months into it, you know, LA is super saturated with people in the business.
Yep.
So somebody had came up and just asked me to audition. Super small role, SAG, super ultra low budget. I hope it never sees the light of day. I appreciate it.
It's not on TV?
Nah, hell no.
Yeah,
It's called Super Slumber Horror Movie or something crazy.
Slumber Party Slaughter.
Yeah,
Jesus
Slumber
Christ,
Party
this
even
is
make
crazy.
TV.
Like,
It's
what's
not-
funny?
The more your star rise, it's going to come out.
It's gonna come out.
Somebody going to put it on Amazon or
Somebody
something.
Yeah, it was funny. Mac looked it up. Mac was like, I think it's a porno. I'm like, it's not a porno, bro. one of the producers in the back, he's like, I think it's a porno. I was like, it's not a porno.
But this shit is crazy though. But that you know, so I went. So he came up. He said, "We're having a real hard time casting this role in this small film we're doing." So he's like, you know, on paper, the dude is kind of just like you. So you know, I can't give you the job. You know, I'm a little lower on the totem pole. But why don't you just show up? You know, read these sides. You know, at the time I didn't know what the fuck.
Right.
I'm just fresh in the game. And you know, so I showed up. I did it. I booked it. And it wasn't enough, you know, a couple $1,000s, but it was enough to kind of pique my interest. Again, I'm coming out this rut trying to figure out where I'm going in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was enough to, again, pique the interest. I had some natural skill set, but I wasn't like the best at it.
Yeah.
So it was also a challenge too. I kind of like that. So at that point, I started to, apply myself. You get the headshots and get into a class. And, as things started going, you get deeper in it. You start doing the reading, getting into therapy and all the things that it takes to really sharpen this tool,
I love this story, man, because I think it's one of the hardest things for people to do is get into alignment with their actual dreams, what they should be doing. So when your voices in your head are saying, hey, go do football or go box or go to LA, how do you know who to listen to?
It's like, you just gotta pick something and commit to it. It's like, I could either, I feel like you either chase the life that you want or you settle for the life that you get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I've never been the type to listen to the status quo. Maybe it helps that I'm an only child. I don't give a fuck what nobody think.
Oh, so
you know what I'm saying?
child, yeah.
But like for me, it was always that, because I don't know. I don't know why I think about things so deep, or like the stakes are so high. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm the one that's going. When I go, I'm going to be the only one in the box.
That's right.
So it's like, my time that I have here, I got to do what I want. And even if I fail taking the shot, at least in hindsight, when I look back, I won't have that regret. I feel like that might be the biggest regret.
Right.
To not take shots that you had.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now you mentioned Russ Paul. Of course, Russ Paul did a film that was, I think it was you, 7th Streeter. Charlamagne had a real small role, so we won't even mention him.
Yeah.
So that was your next film. So how did you cast that before you met Tyler Perry and started really taking off?
That was I got that job the way I got most jobs. Just hard work. Actually, so that was who casted that one?
Leah
Daniels Butler, right?
I'm about to say Leah Butler.
Yeah, for sure. Or Leah Butler.
It's not
Daniels
Leah?
Butler.
I thought it was Leah.
Yeah, Leah Butler.
Daniels' sister.
Yeah.
So she got married, so it's Leah Daniels.
Leah
Butler.
Daniels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Lee Daniels. I was like, Lee Daniels.
Leah Daniels. Leah
Daniels.
He would never put you in nothing. Go ahead.
Over the first couple years, and a lot of people don't understand that this is how casting works. You think you go into a room and you don't book it, that it's a loss. It's not. You make fans while you're in there, even if you don't get the job. So, I had gone in for her plenty of times, and then when Ringside came out, she's great at what she does, so she kind of just put 2 and 2 together. So that was actually my first offer.
Cool.
But it was based off past work that I had put in with her. So that's how I got that one for sure.
How many no's have you gotten since then? Between like that and let's say just P Valley.
Come on, man, a thousand. Come on, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And people think that like when you start getting some success, you start
You just
that
popping
everything
into
is
everything.
offer. Like it's not like that, the one thing that I will say that I'm thankful for is I've seen the progression. At this point, I get offered some things that in the past I would have had to audition for, and I audition for things that are, you book one of them, it's going to be a game changer. Michael B. Jordan got to move over soon.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
With
That's
all due
right.
respect, that's one of my that's one of the dudes I look to for
Right.
inspiration and stuff like that. But and then when we move forward to the next space, I'll probably get offered some of the things I'm auditioning for right now. And, one day we'll turn into Denzel. We're not auditioning no more. But it takes work though.
And how did the Tyler Perry thing? They said that he actually walked in wearing his Medea outfit as you were auditioning. So that had to be kind of strange and
That
weird.
shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
6'6" walking in all
You
dressed
don't know
up.
how tall he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
He's like a basketball player walking through. But so it was like that was a long audition process. Maybe over the span of like 4 or 5 months. He was auditioning a few different shows for like plenty of different roles at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a it's like a gauntlet. You're going in for this role, this different TV show, and maybe like 3 or 4 auditions into it, we had like some type of callbacks. They brought us to Atlanta, and he was in the middle of shooting something while he was coming down to look at the auditions. And anybody that knows him, like he don't got no time for nothing. He's doing 12 things at once. You think he's Jamaican? He got 50 different jobs.
Right.
So on his lunch break from shooting something with Medea, he came in to check out what was going on. Over here with the dress on.
That's kind of crazy.
But it was just like, it put into perspective how hard he works.
Right.
Yeah.
And how much tunnel vision you need to really get done what you're trying to do in this business. It doesn't matter if it's Medea over here or it's it's the sound man or the camera woman's right here. We here to do something.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like focus is everything.
And that was for the haves and the have-nots, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. A long time ago. Yeah.
And so when did you get P Valley?
P Valley was probably like, we did 9 seasons of the Have and Have Nots. I think we went off the air maybe in like 2020. We probably stopped filming maybe 2018, 2019. And I had booked it maybe like 2019. So for the last season of the Have and Have Nots and the first season of P Valley, we were shooting them at the same time, which was crazy because back then in the first season, we shot on Tyler Perry Studios. So like I was having a
P-Valley.
couple days that were crazy. Where like I would shoot a 10-hour, 11-hour day over here. 6 to 7 over here. Go take a shower and clock in. 8 to 6 a.m. for P-Valley.
Wow.
But it was
Hard
just
work.
like.
And then that's 2 different roles and 2
For
different
sure.
scripts and 2 different.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was definitely it definitely was difficult, for those few days. But these are the problems that we ask for. You know what I'm saying?
When you had time to do push-ups.
Shit, I ain't doing no push-ups no more. Shit. in between sets,
Yeah.
In between sets, but man, I say that all the time. Like back in the day, and I feel like I know everybody's story. Like a little bit from the outside, you know what I'm saying? We all come from humble beginnings.
Absolutely.
And like I just remember, my analogy is always going back to football, you know what I'm saying? But like I just remember being on the sidelines of life, watching life go by, not really having a say of what's going on. It's just, man, I would have given my right arm to be the man in the arena. You know what I'm saying? Deal what they had to deal with. Because the truth of the matter is, like, we all gonna have problems as humans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether you here in the arena, like where we at right now, or up in the peanut gallery. So it's like I choose these problems 10 out of 10. So anything that comes with it, it's cool.
Yeah.
Now, as for, you say you were playing football, and this is a question that I ask every football player or anybody that's played football. Would you allow your child to play football?
Man,
Especially because you had a bad back surgery, so.
Yeah, for sure. I had knee surgeries, like plenty of concussions. It's different nowadays, with all the science and everything that we know. So I would probably say, I want to be a dream killer. I want to let them play. I want to be tough and whatnot. I got 2 boys now.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, I would be a fool to not apply some of the things that we know now. Like, I wouldn't want them to play my position. I was a running back. It's just constant contact. Maybe a little wide receiver or quarterback, something.
Yeah. Yeah.
In P-Valley, we getting season 3 of that?
Oh yeah, it's
Absolutely. Oh, my
it's
bad. I
green
feel like
lit.
it's my show. Yeah, I'm like, absolutely. Why you asking? My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, season 3 got greenlit. Shout out to Couture Hall, for
Yes.
presenting that. Matter of fact, look, I heard when they was auditioning, when they was doing the screen test or the chemistry read for who was gonna be Big Bone, I heard that your name was in the mix.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, your girl stole that from me, man.
Shout out to me.
My bones ain't that big, obviously.
Miracle, hold on. Miracle stole the
Oh,
ropes.
yeah, Miracle,
I heard
man.
that
She
you was
always
supposed to be
take
up
us
there,
out.
too.
Tyler
Yeah,
made that
man.
call.
I know somebody that knows somebody that knows
Tyler
somebody.
said, yo, man.
Yo, I
They came to
auditioned-
talk to who you want, Jess or Miracle.
Yo.
He picked Miracle.
Damn it,
Whole
man.
team.
Jesus.
No, it
Damn it,
wasn't
man.
like that though. It was
Now he met Miracle on set though, so
yeah, I met her before that.
No,
but-
I was
damn,
gonna say
bro.
you already know her.
Damn.
Yo, I auditioned for that 4 times, yo. I swear I auditioned for 4 times. The first season, the second season. Yo, what's up, Couture? What's up with you? They saying I don't got the accent. They saying that they don't be saying
Where you gotta
that
be
down
from? Where you
there.
gotta be from?
Mississippi, a place that ain't even real. Like no Mississippi
ain't real. What
but
you mean?
Chucalissa,
Chucalissa.
that ain't even real.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
How you know what I'm saying?
You
How
can
you
turn
gonna
that
say,
B-ball
yo,
accent
that's
into
like
Mississippi.
that's like me auditioning for Black Panther. Like, oh, you gotta talk like they do in Wakanda. Where that's at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I get it because I can't be country.
But that's
I
like what I
can't
was
be, I
talking
just
about
can't.
earlier with Leia Daniels Butler. It's like she continues to go back. You've been there 4 times. That means they like you.
Yup.
So they're gonna keep bringing you back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, I had heard that because Miracle was the only one that actually did the chemistry read.
Yeah.
But I had asked like who else, because a lot of times with chemistry read they have a few people so we can see
Right.
who the chemistry is.
Right.
But I think the only other person they brought up was you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is before y'all was a couple and all of that?
Yeah. So I remember I was shooting the first. My bad. I remember I was shooting the first season of Harlem. And
Congrats on that too.
Yeah,
congrats.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah.
Yep, we got the new season on right now on Amazon Prime. Had to drop that. But yeah, I remember we were shooting the first season, and I had a day off, and Couture hit me, and she was like, "Yeah, do you mind just doing some chemistry reads with us so we can see the chemistry between Diamond and his potential love interest?" We didn't know her name was gonna be Big Bone at the time.
Right.
But I think it was maybe in like March or whatever year that was, 2020. And so I had met her on FaceTime, but like I'm not really in that world. I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
really care what's going on. So I didn't know who she was at all. It's just a cute girl. She did a great read, cool. Like we keep moving, and we'll see who gets it. And then I remember a couple months later, I had showed up to my friend's dinner party, or he was having a birthday party. He was having a dinner, and unbeknownst to me, we had a mutual friend, and she was there. And between the time I had met her on FaceTime and that point, she had booked it. So now I knew she was about to be, working with me. So we, I had always just wanted to, I know what it's like to transition into this business. It can be a lot. Coming from where she's coming from into something like this, especially something like P Valley. You gotta have an accent. There's so many things you gotta have over there. She was just my friend at first, and really that's how I was going into it. Let me just kind of be like, big bro, and kind of just. You know what I'm saying? Shoot the shit.
Oh, we just had this combo yesterday.
See that big bro? You see that big bro? That's why we don't do big bro. We just had that. You was big bros.
Tyler, you was big bro.
He was big bro. He
See, niggas Blueface was talking about.
That's what Blueface was talking about. That's why you don't allow big bros.
I like that. I just kind of went to school her a little bit, or just be be any help that she may need. Because 95% of her scenes are with me. It's kind of like everything I go through on Harlem with Megan. All my stuff was with her. So it behooves us to have a cool relationship. You don't want to work with somebody you don't fuck with like that.
Right.
No.
But yeah, we did. We hit it off, and we just clicked so hard that it just was what it was. So by the time we started shooting on set, it already was what it was.
So how does that work in this era? Because to me that sounds perfectly normal, but then you see all of these situations where like an employee hooked up with an employee, now it's a scandal. Like what is that? Y'all got to disclose that to the production of the studio, or
it's about like communication. I think is your best friend, and just kind of knowing what's going on, and also like compartmentalizing what's going on. It's like, that's my girl, but when we show up on set, we here to do work.
That's
right. But that what happens when you and Miracle at home arguing about something, right? Could be something y'all arguing because every couple gets to it, and you got to go to work the next day. Y'all not really talking, but now y'all got to turn it on.
Yeah.
How was that?
I know how to do that. You better get your shit right.
But does she know how to do it?
Against me, it's on. Yeah.
Right.
No, but all jokes aside, like
has that happened?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
but Big Bro taught her that. So we already, you know what I'm saying? We already sort of walked into that real quick.
Now we've been, we got the type of connection where like the shit on the surface always rolls off the sleeve. You know what I mean? So it's like we ain't never been nothing crazy like that. I mean, shit, we get there for
niggas
sure.
always hit the shit that rolls off. What you just say, yo? Say that again, yo.
I don't know, man. It comes to me in the moment.
You gotta catch it.
You gotta catch it when you catch it. You feel me?
Whatever was on your shoulder rolls off the sleeve. Like that's what
it was so smooth. We didn't even know if it sounded. If it was right, we just like word.
That's like that reminds me of the shit. I don't know if he said it with y'all or Big Boy. When A Boogie said that shit, he said sometimes you gotta think about things how you don't want to think about things. And niggas say, what the fuck that mean? He said, shit, I don't know. It just sounds good.
It makes sense, though. How does she feel when you got to do scenes with Miss Megan? Good.
Ooh.
She's a professional, too, man. She understands that, as much as she's a professional, she understands that I'm a professional. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's also great that she's been in some of those, she's been in the scene like that with me, and she's been on set. She sees how it is, and she kind of understands that it's a muscle that you turn on and turn off. Yeah. So it's not even we got all type of sound people and cameras, and it's like it's way more awkward than it looked on TV.
Right. Even if it's your girl or not, it's still
for sure.
Gets that way.
How was the first time you had to do that though? The first sex scene or the first love scene, I should say.
Period in life?
No, not. On film.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
like when I lost my
you asking that man?
I'm saying like it started.
Not because he said it's awkward. Because I mean, the first time is just weird.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
want to ask him? He got hard. What you want to ask him, yo?
What about your little ass scene in that movie? Did you have time to even get hard in the scene? No, that's it. Go ahead, Tyler.
Wow. Because I've been doing it. With the Lord's blessing, man, I've been doing it for a while. So it was probably like, even a decade ago, probably one of the first couple seasons of the Have and the Have-Nots. And it was definitely very awkward. As an actor, you kind of got to figure out, what your process is and how you break into things and break out of it, and, to do it without like, drinking in the bag and shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. So it's like, figuring all that out was a learning process, but it was cool. I was on set with professionals, and, I kind of learned how to be, when you having new people come on set, supposed to welcome them with open arms, have open communication. Is this okay? Is this not okay?
Right.
And that's how you kind of get through it until you figure out how to do it and be comfortable in it.
Yeah. Is social media a gift and a curse? Because you are like an internet darling, but then it's just like you see everything that y'all got going on.
Yeah. Was that new for you?
Yeah, for sure. Because I had never. I've always been a private person, and that's definitely one of the downsides with being in the open about anything. it doesn't matter if it's my girl or my kids, my parents. You know what I'm saying? You open things up to the trolls in this world,
Right.
and it's like the one reason I feel like I've always been private. You know, people think it's secret. It's not secrecy, it's privacy.
Right.
And the one reason I've always been private with my private life is I'm just conscious of the fact that, like, this is the life that I chose. We talked about being the man in the arena and accepting everything that comes with it as a man, or just as a grown up, as a woman. This is the life that I chose, and everything that comes with it, I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? My family didn't choose this, right? You know, so like I've always been conscious of, just that aspect of it. So when back to your question, that is part of the downside with it. It's like it's great to win in front of everybody, but if you're in front of everybody and you lose, he's gonna talk about that too.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just one of these things. Yeah.
How do you stay focused? Because ladies love you, so I'm sure they're in the DMs. I'm sure they're hollering at you. So how do you stay focused from the beginning when you were a trainer? Because when you think about light skinned brothers, it's usually me, you.
What?
Who else you get? What?
What?
Well, ain't nobody asking about
Yo,
you.
nobody
Steph Curry,
ever said,
Drake.
DJ
It's
Envy.
usually
I ain't
us
never
four.
heard that one.
It's usually us four.
It's
Matter of
usually
fact,
us
it is.
four.
I heard
Usually us
that.
four. Yeah. So.
I ain't never
So
heard
go ahead,
that.
brother. So back to you saying. So how do you stay focused, bro?
I'm not. Again, like internally, I'm just never too far away from the beginning, man. I just, I done
So you
been-
was never out there wilding.
He was.
What?
He was
Wait,
back in
what?
Philly getting into the ruts.
Yeah, I was. I've been wild before, yeah. But I think that I'm just still close to like where I started, and I just remember some of those roadblocks. I think the biggest thing is I remember, as a man, as a black man, Aries, fire sign, like only child. I gotta figure it out for myself. So I just remember being in this, that 6-month rut that I talked about right before I left Philly, and it was just like. I think the main thing that I remember is just being in a place where I couldn't figure it out. I didn't have a passion. I wasn't really good at something. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of just like aimless. I was kind of lost in a sense. So to, fast forward 12 years and be so locked in, like be so passionate about something to the point where I would do it for free, but I get paid handsomely for it.
Yeah.
And, want to put the work in. I'm just in such a blessed position that like, and I also always think about that analogy of the man in the arena. None of the problems of being in that arena really affect me, because at the end of the day, I'm in the arena. I don't give a fuck about all the other shit. It's easy for me to focus and lock in.
Yeah.
Now Renee sent me a song. I didn't know you rap.
Yeah. Just dropped something last week. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing music as long as I've been acting. But it was just that acting popped off first. You know what I'm saying? I've been an artist since as far back as I can remember.
Yeah.
They both their own separate beasts. They're gonna come at their own time.
Yeah.
But it's like, if something doesn't happen, it ain't never gonna be for the the lack of me not giving 100%. So I've been dropping. We gonna keep pushing into the shit pop, man.
So Michael B. Jordan got to move over and Drake now.
Yeah, for sure, both of them. Yep.
Yeah, so we got to move over too.
But there's plenty of room at the table, It's
no,
all
it
good,
is.
man.
I'm just saying, you
Your
come
ass
and
over, let me get that.
All right, well, I gotta ask you this. So your ex-fiance,
My girlfriend, yeah, it was my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
was
So y'all
never-
never.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah.
So your ex-girl, I remember. It was something going
Y'all
on
know each other,
with.
right?
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
know each other. Miracle Watts had said something about like she takes on your kids as her kids. Like, how is that situation now? Because I know that April got mad at that. She got
Yeah, for
mad
sure.
at that. How is that now though?
It's a process. It's like
Yeah.
it's definitely better than it was.
Yeah.
It's still got a little way to go.
Absolutely.
I can't as much as I would not like it to be like that, I can't rush anything because
course.
this is again, the problems of the man in the arena, it kind of happens like this. The one thing I will say is that again, that's the mother of two of my children. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing but love and respect for
Absolutely.
her. So, I give her grace and patience as she figures out what she got to, feel herself through.
Right.
And it doesn't help that everything's like you talked about. It doesn't help that everything is in the public eye. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I kind of understand where it's coming from.
But I would want for somebody to treat my kid like
Yeah.
that, like my kid is theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And to get back to that part, it's like
Yeah.
Miracle does such a great job of just loving me for everything, and
Yeah.
just the fullness of who I am and everything that comes with it.
For sure.
It brings me back to that. I don't know if it was a meme or something went viral on Instagram, and it was about like, you know, the dad came home and only got McDonald's for his kid. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I remember
It's
that.
like,
That was
do
big.
you want that, or like, do
No.
you want someone who really loves all three?
Right.
Like, it's exactly.
Right.
So,
I want my kids eating healthier than McDonald's.
Right.
You want to feed your kids McDonald's? Fine.
sure.
But if you can't afford it, you can't afford McDonald's. You can only get for one kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing I didn't know. I didn't know about her. You know, people may not know that from the outside looking in because the package looks like what it looks like.
Yeah.
She is just, man. She got the biggest heart, and she's really like
Sure.
She's really just like a down south homegrown girl at the end of the day. So she really has everything that I need as a man, for sure.
You in love?
For sure.
Definitely.
100%, yeah.
So is it hard to love out loud? I guess when you have an ex, we saw you bought a Benz for Miracle on Instagram.
Yeah, she got that
It was a
G-Wagon.
G-Wagon, sir.
G-Wagon.
Not just a
Right.
Benz.
Come on
It
now.
was G-Wagon, sir.
Come on now.
Put some respect on his name,
G-Wagon.
sir.
Right.
Come on. Shout out to Bird, man.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid to put stuff like that out there because it might piss off the ex?
Yeah, I mean, I'm you know, I don't really think about it like that. It's like, you know, they've you know, she's gotten push gifts too. It just wasn't,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't in front of everybody, and it was at a different, you know, place in my career and
Right.
stuff. And
He didn't have G-Wagon money at the time. He didn't have G-Wagon money at the time.
But you know, she you know, I gave her equity in the house that we had before. So when I sold it, she, you know, she had some money, and
Oh, that's dope.
you know,
Very
she done, you know, we done taking care of everything when we was together, and even when we weren't, she still had a full-time nanny because
Right.
she's got a job that requires her to be away for like 12 hours a day. So like, even if it's not what you see on Instagram, you know, I provide for all of my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, it can be, you know,
Challenging.
social media can make things
And you
challenging
can't
for sure.
be scared to, not scared, but like can't feel away so much like of watching what he do in this relationship because of his past relationship.
That's real.
You feel me?
Right,
Like
yeah.
he still, if you want to love loud, you know, because maybe this girl is different. Maybe, you know, April was private. You know, Miracle's different. So it's like you adjust. So I don't, not that you asked me that, but I'm just saying, I don't think that you should move scared because
You're
know,
a woman.
so-
It's a woman's perspective.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
nah, that, you know, what was then was then. This is now.
Yeah,
So.
and there was love, in both scenarios.
Most
This is just, you know,
definitely.
I'm in love with Miracle now. We have a family, and this is how I'm moving.
How do you do for
Congratulations.
birthdays and Valentine's if you done did the G-Wagon just for a push? Well, not just
Oh
for
my
a
God,
push,
man!
right?
I was making a joke with my family recently. Like the last 5 months is like loaded up. Like everybody's birthday, Valentine's Day, Christmas. It's like it's all compounded into like this 5-month run. So it's like, shit, I'm gonna need them 3 jobs now. 'Cause bills
Yo,
coming.
he said he just
For
dropped
sure.
a mixtape. Y'all
But-
get it?
Yeah, just dropped a
Yeah,
mixtape.
go on
Check
that,
it
matter of fact, yeah. But yeah, I don't, you know, what I give out of the goodness of my heart. I don't really take tabs of it. You know, it's nice. You may get a G-Wagon one day. You may get a conversation another day. You know, some flowers or something like that. I don't really pay attention to it. I do.
You better
I do
not
what
come
I
with no
feel.
damn conversation for a birthday, anniversary, or
birthday.
Christmas. If you know what I know,
love to talk
Valentine's.
to you
Yeah, let me.
again.
Happy Valentine's. Let me talk
Happy
to
Valentine's.
you.
Let's have a talk.
I love how the game has changed for y'all though, because back in the day, I say about 15 years ago, they'd have told you, Tyler, don't tell nobody you in a relationship.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? These women
Yeah.
have to feel like they can have you.
I've heard that so many
Yeah.
times. Yeah, I have. But you know, I've never lived for anybody else. So, you know, I think it's one thing I love about I love about Harlem, that I see this through line of people chasing the life that they see for themselves as opposed to the life that others see for them. You know what I'm saying? And I connect with that because I've always been like that. So I don't really listen to that too much, you know,
Yeah.
because it can be difficult.
Got you. Last question for me. How do you pronounce your son's name?
Zai.
It's Zai.
Yeah, Zai.
It's spelled Xilei.
Oh, it was, yeah, Zai Lay. Lay is his
Zai.
middle name.
Oh, it's, okay. Zai.
In her family, everybody got the middle name Lee, and she wanted to do something different. So it's Zale. And I kind of like how it played off of Lepley, Zale, Lepley, kind of
Yeah.
sound light skin fly.
They
You know
definitely,
go.
definitely sound real fly.
There you go.
What do you want to do
Definitely.
next, Tyler? Like, what do you want to do next, ultimately? Like, I mean, you said you want to knock Michael B. Jordan out.
You want to push Drake out.
You wanna get
Yeah, push
Denzel
Drake
out.
He
You
trying
wanna
to
get
get rid of
Drake
all the
out.
light-skinned niggas.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to where they at. That's all.
Oh, word.
No, I think for me it's like, man, I just gotta, I gotta check off everything that I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying, and not let the obstacles get in the way. Like I feel like, you know, I feel like in the tug of war between like the heart and the mind, sometimes we overthink things and we get in our own way. You know, so I don't, you know, the short answer is right now I'm producing a movie. You know, I got you know the music dropping. We got P Valley and Harlem seasons 3 coming up. So it's like, that's going to take up most of the 12 months. But it's like, as I look into the crystal ball, like, the sky is the limit, and I don't want to put a limit on myself, because I would have never thought in a million years when I was going through that rut that I would be sitting right here with y'all.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
For
never,
sure.
bro.
Wow.
Like, are you fucking serious? Never.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't. Bro, like right before I came out, man, I went around the room, grabbed a little jewelry here, and I was at the pawn shop. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have $50 to my name. So it's like to see where it went if you just follow what you're feeling. That's what I'm on. I'm trying to just get to where my destiny is taking me.
That's crazy because you a running back. Running backs can always see the hole.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a crazy analogy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you producing a film? You like holding auditions?
No, I'm doing it with
He said no, Jess.
Right. He said that for me and you, nigga. Me and you. That means
sorry,
you don't come up there either.
I meant not yet.
Nah, you meant what you said. You said
That can't be hard. You holding on this? I said
No.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead.
Tyler Lepley, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you for joining us, brother.
Man, thank y'all for taking time to have me on for real.
Oh man,
It's the
Miracle
Breakfast
got the
Club.
role, Jess. Again. Okay.
It's hilarious, bro.
It's the Breakfast Club. It's Tyler Lepley, y'all.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.